Hey man, YouTube man. Gonna be a more chill intro, gonna be a more chill video. We got a real serious topic to delve into. Y'all know I usually coming in here, top of my lungs, real joyful, real excited. You know, I ain't down or nothing, but look, we got a serious talk today, man. You that's probably watching this video, you're probably an American. And if I'm wrong and you're not an American, I can guarantee that you're not Japanese, right? But what we all have in common, right? Whether it be an American, Asian, anything, Ethiopian, African, whatever you want to be, right? Whatever you are. We all want to create manga. We all want to create stories. We all want to write to the best of our ability. We want to really show, like, make a good story people can learn from, people can cherish, people can think about, people can get inspired from it. And we all have these, ambitious goals. We want to be with Shonen Jump. We want to be with Jump Plus. We want to be with Dark Horse. We want to be with all of these different publishers and all these different, manga creation studios. But how realistic is it, right? You've put in the hours, you're drawing, got your pen and paper, got your pencil. You can't even afford an animation tablet yet. So just writing on pen and paper, right? You're on Google Docs, you're typing up your script, you're doing all these things, you're grinding, you're looking for people, you're doing this, creating teams, watching vids, try to learn as much as you possibly can. But you're at that hurdle where, like I said before, you're not Japanese, right? I say this because manga is Japanese comics, right? You have to be from Japan to have a manga, technically, right? You can, copy the style, mimic it to the best of your ability, but when it's not coming from, the motherland, right, Japan, it's rarely considered manga. Japanese has a culture which is very, not very open to outsiders. They're very, judgmental of foreigners. They want to keep their stuff where it is and not, let it go out and let anybody in and say they're this or that, right? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we have to understand as, as foreigners that we're not going to be able to really just get into the industry. We can't just say, well, if my manga is good enough, I'll get into the industry. It's not that simple, right? The traditional process to actually get a manga is to really send your work to a publisher in Japan, but you can't really do that when you're not in Japan. Like, you're not going to mail your stuff like 3,000 miles away to Japan, right? So we're basically omitted from taking that traditional route where, the Akira Toriyama, the Eiichiro Oda, the Tite Kubo, they all did this. They all took that traditional route and they got there, and they're where they are now. The big three, great anime, great manga, right? That's what we're striving for, but we can't take that route. So we're left with the fodder, right? We're left with all the other routes, which I'll get into later in the video. But the conclusion with this understanding in mind is that you're not getting serialized. Now, I don't say this to outright just kill your dream. Say that, you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that and that there's no way to do it. But I can't speak for other people. But personally, I make my videos to actually help people. I want content on the internet people can look at and say, this is how I do this is how I do that. And since I've started watching this creator, I've grown in this manner and I've now learned how to do this, and I generally want to help people with real tips and real knowledge. Now, I say this because I'm being real with you, right? I'm trying to save you from wasting all this time, wasting all this effort with something that's really extremely unlikely to succeed. Like the route a lot of Americans or foreigners go, like French, whatever it is, a lot of the time they go with web novels, right? They create their own web novels. They release them on manga platforms, right? Where people can see it and, publishers can possibly see it. But the amount of times you see successes from these unorthodox methods are extremely rare. I can literally, on the top of my head, I can only think of one real web novel that has been successful. And that's one of the most popular manga that has ever been released. That's One Punch Man, right? Are you One Punch Man? Are you the next Murata? Are you the next one? Like, are you able to make that level of story, right? It's unlikely. Not everyone is amazing at storytelling. Not everyone is amazing at art, right? So this is extremely difficult to get blessed enough to actually receive that, opportunity to have a publisher look at you and actually appreciate your work, right? It's rare. Now, what people do now to get a better chance at getting seen, for a publisher to actually appreciate their work, they stoop to the lowest of the low, man. What they do is they create a ripoff. They create a copy and paste. They'll look at their favorite manga. They look at all the stuff that's popular, right? They'll make a generic little isekai. They'll say, that time I got reincarnated as a pineapple, as a burger, as an apple, like all this crazy stuff. But like, those, first of all, manga is supposed to come from the heart, right? You actually want to genuinely create a story that inspires someone, that actually shows them something about life, something about your real experiences, what you have learned, the morals that you have, right? But once you create just something that you want to get attention, something to get that, that dopamine going in the person's brain, so they'll want to see the next chapter, you sacrifice what manga truly is for the sake of trying to get sought out after a publisher. Now, the problem with this is it's a double L, right? When Japanese publishers see this content, they see these ripoffs, right? They're not gonna say, "Oh, this is really good stuff," right? This is almost like all the other popular stuff. They're gonna say, "Oh no, they're stealing our stuff." These Americans, these foreigners, they're going to our studios, they're looking at our content, they're taking it for our own, for themselves, right? Right? And they think they can sell it back to us, right? You have many examples of, very popular examples, very good quality stuff, but just ripoffs. For example, I'm going to bring up D.D. Martin. I brought him up before in other videos, nothing going in depth, but he has a manga called Ruthless Renders on Manga Plus Creators. It has a lot of views, right? A lot of views, right? From what you see, right? You see that it has, I think the series in total has 11 million, 14 million views, insane, right? But it didn't receive any real recognition. It got an award, but I think it was a couple $100 and a couple $100. You're not gonna really do nothing with that. That's not worth the time you spent. And it hasn't gotten serialized. It hasn't got hidden by Jump. It's not on Shonen Jump. It's all this work, all these views, all this effort, and it amounts to nothing. Now, that's a lot of harsh things that I've said. A lot of things I've said about probably your series. A lot of things, similar things you're doing, a lot of effort you're putting in. It's not amounting to anything. But like always, I'm a person that gives free game. I don't just tell y'all this is wrong and say, do something else. I say this is wrong and you should do this. So now you're waiting for that new wave, right? What do you need to do? How do you actually get to the level of those, top mangakas? How do you get to the Shonen Jump magazine? How do you do all these things? I'm telling you, you can't, man. You're really not going to be able to get on those Shonen Jump magazines. It's a lot of luck, opportunity. It's a lot of placement. And of course, our placement is outside of Japan. It already leaves us at a huge disadvantage. So we have to do something new, right? We have to stray away from this, web novel lie. I don't want to get into it too much, but even those views, if you use Manga Plus Creator, you're an amateur mangaka, you post your stuff on there, the views aren't really real. They're not accurate to what, how many people are actually reading it. It goes by a system by page, right? Each page counts as a view, not really the actual series as a whole, right? So one person can literally give you 50 views. If you have 50 pages on manga, you can get 50 views from one person. That's not real, man. That's not literally how much you're seeing. It's just to make you pretty much realize or think that you're actually getting somewhere, so you can continue to put content on there. They can continue to get money and stuff, and think they're giving these guys a shot, but it's not really a shot. You can go on Manga Plus Creators. Only one person has ever won the gold award. The website has been out for over a year. Only one person has won that highest award. They say it's monthly awards, right? When you get on Manga Plus Creators, you think, okay, so every month someone is gonna get a gold, a silver, and a bronze. Most months there's only a bronze award, man. And then some months there's none, right? I understand from an actual marketing aspect that these guys aren't gonna be good enough to get an award every month, but it's deceiving, it's deceptive. You think that you have a chance at getting something when only one person has ever gotten it. The person who has gotten it was already in the industry. He's been in the industry for a decade. He's literally worked on Cyberpunk Edgerunners. You probably watched Cyberpunk Edgerunners. It's a very good series, a great series. It's on Netflix. I think it either won an anime of the year or was nominated for. Big, amazing project. He created a manga. He won the Gold Award. It's never happened again, right? You get tricked into thinking amateur manga can win. So, of course, like I was saying, we need something new. I'm offering an idea, right? We need to create our own communities. We need to stop trying to get this, fake, try to force our way into this Japanese manga, industry. It's not going to work that way. If you do get into it, you're extremely lucky. You're in the 0.001% of people that are trying to do it. Not just people in general. Like, obviously, it's a very low amount of people that actually can become mangakas. But amongst the people that are trying to become mangakas, that are foreigners, the percentage of actually becoming them, extremely low. Especially how successful you want to be, right? I know my viewers are not settling, right? You want the highest, right? You want that financial stability. You want that success that leads on generations, right? We need to focus our mangas more on content creation, right? Now, that's not as easy as it sounds, right? What I'm telling you to do is that you need to make your own path. You need to pave your own way, right? We need to have Patreons, right? We need to have Patreons where we can get our comics. We need to have Patreons where we can upload different things, courses, all these other things. We need to market our stuff to the moon, right? Now, this is just going to be the first step of this, right? I'm going to go over this throughout the weeks, but start a YouTube, right? Do what I'm doing. Do what many creators are over here doing. DD Mark is doing it. White Manga's doing it. You have to create content so you can market yourself, right? And once we all do that, we all have our own communities. We all have our own, YouTubes, Instagrams, Patreons, all this stuff, right? That's when we link, right? We want to get fellow content creators. We want to get people trying to reach the same place we're reaching that all understand that you're not going to reach it the traditional way, most likely, right? We link together. We make our own thing. We have to start a wave. We have to start something that's beyond just, oh, I want to get in the industry. I want to be Japanese comic. It's not going to happen, man. Especially the way we're doing it now. It's futile. It's futile. It's not going to work. We need to stretch farther. We need to think deeper. We need to link together. We need to band together. We need to stop wasting our time, man. I'm working with creators. I'm talking to people behind the scenes, man. We gonna make it happen, but I need you to do it as well. But look, man, that's gonna be all for today. I didn't talk too much about the plan, the new wave, how we're gonna pave the way. It's still in the works. I still haven't thought of it all, but all I want y'all to know today is y'all need to stop wasting your time. Don't put in 100 million hours on Manga Plus creators. It's not gonna amount to much. Figure it out yourself, right? There's gonna be videos in the future going over deeper, talking to the content creators, but for now, man, that's all, bro. Look, man, this is a different type of video. It's not the type of video where I was, super high in spirits, super excited, high demeanor, right? More chill, more deep, more serious. Teaching y'all really what y'all really need to know, man. Trying to get y'all out of this loop, this lie, right? Stop striving for 200 billion views on Manga Plus creators. It's not really even that real. So if y'all want to get out, y'all want to learn more, y'all want to band together, y'all want to build communities together, man, sub to the Patreon. More content coming on there. We're going to be blowing up, talking about some crazy stuff on there, revealing secrets, talking with other content creators, teaching y'all really the game, how to make y'all series different from the other ones. Not these ripoffs, these real series that come from the heart, that really embody true character themes and morals and ideals, man. That's what's going to be on the Patreon. Link going to be in the description. But look, it's a different type of video, but we're keeping it the same. PSS to the moon.